Episode 3, I'm joined by a good friend, Lance Hargreaves, who is a man of many talents. So you are a musician, you do acting, you do youth work, you're a dad, you're a partner, a loving partner. I just thought, we're rolling both. Are we rolling?
Rolling.
We're rolling,
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Dude, how's it going? We've been wanting to do this for...
So long.
You're probably one of the earlier people I've been talking about doing this, and hence why I'm just sort of like still a bit like, ooh, and this is only episode 3, but I'm doing it.
From what? God, I know Grim was still together.
Really?
Grim was still together the first time you started mentioning podcasts, because it came on the back of thinking about documentaries as well, didn't it? Like the extra aspect of band stuff as well, so I'm pretty sure it was back in them levels. And then obviously fucking the Joe Rogan podcast infected your life, didn't it? So
Well, recently it's actually been True Geordie.
Has it?
Yeah, which is
Nico likes True Geordie.
A bit more sort of, I suppose, national, because he's obviously he's a Geordie, but he I think he's based in London now that he films it, but he used to obviously do it in Newcastle. But he's got some great guests. Have you I'll have to link you up with some really good ones.
I've only seen whatever Nico showed me, but I did see one where he had all I saw was the picture, like the JPEG on YouTube, but it was old school gangster meets new school gangster. Yeah. And it just had like have you watched it?
Yeah.
Is it good? So it was just an old guy.
He
was just like, you can imagine a London Cockney geezer, fucking lock, stock and two.
Like almost cliche, like he just walked off set.
Well, both cliche, and then you just had a young fucking like Hackney guy in it, like grime head, just like looking at each other, and I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna watch that. I think it's in my fucking watch later.
David Icke was a good one, but you'll probably watch it like me and go, yeah, I already know that. But I liked watching it because it's almost, I know how much of a young audience Brian True Geordie has, so I thought it's good that young people are still being drip fed the bullshit.
Yeah, the other stuff. Yeah.
So he's obviously doing quite well.
But Joe Rogan as well, and the other type of content, because I think obviously Joe Rogan does a massive variety of content. I think I pick and choose which ones that I listen to of Joe Rogan. There's a lot that I know that he does that I will just.
And the variety's mad.
Yeah, mad, and obviously he's got the research and whatnot. But it's still good that the True Geordie guy has with the client, viewer base, with the viewer base he's got, that he's still doing other types of content, because a lot of the YouTubers that are doing that stuff are kind of just, I don't know, how many balls can I fit in my flatmate's house? Yeah. Or, do you know what I mean? That kind of content, which I know it is what it is, but there's still somebody who's in that demographic who's actually doing good quality content. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's definitely. I was saying to Jack earlier, it's a platform that I wanted to jump on for many reasons. But the main thing is because I feel like this is only going to get more and more bigger. I think it's a great way of self-promotion. One thing I know Lizzie's been saying to me for ages, hence why I was trying to do Instagram stories, to show a bit of personality, rather than just always fixating on like the quality of the work. It's great if you kind of a certain style or whatever, but people want personality now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or it's not even necessarily personality, because personality can go one of two ways. We were talking about that earlier, innit? Like, you can have so much personality that people just think you're a dick sometimes, isn't it? Mm-hmm. But it's the true character of people. Do you know what I mean? There's so much, I think, possibly just thinking about it like this, there's so much kind of the ability to hold a masquerade up, and you're never quite sure. When you meet someone, you're always meeting their persona, aren't you? So when you get the glimpse of the true person behind it, which a lot of podcasts kind of do give you, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's what attracts people to them. You get that.
Well, so I'm just trying to make sure my mic's connected. But yeah, I'll link you up, because like True Geordie, he's got some really good ones, and I actually find myself listening more to him than I would say Joe now.
Yeah.
I feel, I don't know, there's also the danger and risk of when you do so many podcasts, you almost become, I don't want to say Joe's become robotic, but there's a lot of dialogue that's, you just almost know what he's going to say, because we've spent so many hours, because we just know him so well. So there is a bit of a danger in that, but he is the don of like doing them, and he's he could have getting stoned and pissed with like a comedian one, and he might have a paleontologist and talking about whether dinosaurs were at a certain point, or not, and disputing that. So the variation's mad.
Well, what's fucking True Geordie like in terms of pressing people, like when he thinks of calling them on bullshit and shit?
He does, because there's a couple of cool little clickbait ones where he's like, there's a footballer. Can't remember who it is. He's got a good one with Ian Wright, but there's another footballer where there's not. It was a musician. It was a rapper. British rapper. Can't remember his name, but there's a frosty atmosphere. This guy clearly doesn't want to be there, but Lawrence is the guy he does it with, like his sort of co-host. And yeah, there's a bit of frosty tension, and he'll say how it is when he's had a bit of dispute. I mean, like he's done, he had like Logan Paul a few times. You know, he'll call bullshit.
That's what he needs to do on this one, and then make sure you call bullshit. I can be your first test character.
Oh,
Call my bullshit.
Yeah. No bullshit. In this
call
channel.
the bullshit.
No
Always
bullshit.
call the bullshit.
No bullshit. Go on, sorry.
I think another good part of it is like you've always had the mentality where you're very collaborative. In it, like from the very beginning, like from your journey, at the beginning of your journey, you came to Manchester, you were always kind of like, who can I meet, what can I work with, who can I work with, and I think that's always kind of treated you well in terms of developing people and a network of people, do you know what I mean? So then, in terms of the workload that you have as well, you've always had a thing of, you want to collab, but then you also want to always have something that's not just work. Project, a passion project. You know
No, because I think the day that you've lost that, I think that you don't do stuff still for passion.
Yeah.
It's a day almost it's almost doomsday come round the corner, because whether you do film, whether you do horse riding, whether you're I don't know, sort of a network guy in terms of social media, you've got to do stuff. I'd say at least once a week, just where you kind of flex those muscles that you don't really do because you're restricted because of your limitations with what the job might be. Do you know what I mean?
Well, so this flex stuff that you might not necessarily do, so that's trying new things, which you also do, innit? Like I don't necessarily. So for me, there's more a case of there's certain aspects where, and again, I don't know if someone's a creative, you'll have the time where you feel like, don't know if I can keep doing this. Don't know if it's worth keep doing it. I don't know if my commitments are being not catered to because I'm. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And in those moments, you've literally. I think a lot of people might be able to relate. You get to 10 points, and might because of personal situations as well, might because of mental reasons as well. But you can get to a point where you're like, I'm done. Do you get me? And I have had that point, and then literally after, it might be a day, it might be 2 days, I'll just be in the kitchen doing the washing up. I'll be like, fucking hell, I'm never done. You never. Do you get what I mean? Because it's part of the process of what you do. So from your point of view, like you say, always wanting to be filming, but obviously understanding that as a business, as a self-maintaining business, you have to have your rates, you have to have a certain structure in place. Then suddenly it becomes, even with us, isn't it? It becomes difficult trying to put your personal want to do a project when there's time that could be spent earning money from. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to really
and most
kind
people,
of balance that
because
life
obviously
out.
money is needed and it's wanted, and sometimes that's where it can overtake the actual more fun inhibition to sort of try do new things. Hence, this is obviously podcasts don't make money. You know, unless I can get like Gillette bloody sponsoring me within the next one, doing like what is it? Everyone's getting shavers to do sponsors, but this is more so just for.
That's
very low
what
key.
I was coming to before, innit? Like you've got a big network of people that you're one of the people who, one of my circle, who is like genuinely interested in, not like my circle isn't interested, all of you people out there watching, I know you're all cool. But you'll always go, how's Luca, how's Danico, how's Nicole, do you get what I mean? You're genuinely interested in people's lives aside from their artistry as well. And I think anyone who knows Josh can attest to that as well. Do you get what I mean? You just like that with me. Do you get what I mean? So in that vein, if you want to do something that's a passion project and you want to do something, I think this is kind of the ideal thing. You've wanted to do it for a while. You've got the network there. You've got the interest in being able to talk to people and find out about them genuinely. And you've also got what you said earlier of, it's actually a good platform for people as well. Do you know what I mean? I can get a lot of there's certain things that I've wanted to do in like little Facebook videos or something, because I've got so much going on in the background, and sometimes you can see Facebook and everyone's popping the stuff off on Facebook and you're like, I'm doing stuff as well. I'm doing stuff. I'm just do a video rapid, just put them bars on this video. And it's like, I haven't done it because I'm becoming a lot more kind of conscious of I'm doing stuff for me. A lot of stuff nowadays, I'm very content in being able, but that doesn't mean that you just get that little flash of, I should show them. But I'm doing stuff for me, so it's not like I just put them out. But this is, for me, it's like an opportunity to kind of go, so actually, I'm doing this over here, I've got this coming up here, I've got this that I've been doing. And if you are interested, then go and check it out in these ways, because people might just be thinking, either I'm not about, or... Do you know what I mean?
Or on that note, what is it, because I know, so we were chatting earlier, so just tell me your recent trip to London, you have shot a music video. The mad thing is, you're a musician, firstly, I'd say, would you agree? And then you've recently split the atom with Bobby Hanzo. You've kind of started out a production company, and is this your 4th music video?
This is our 10th music video.
Oh, 10th?
10th.
Sorry, dude, I've got others.
Yes.
No, but what, in terms of...
I'm Atom Splitters.
What, because the ones obviously I've been kind of, me and you've been speaking about, the one with the house party.
So only since you've been taking notice, innit?
No.
I like that kind of stuff though, because, so basically it was, don't know. So start beginning, yeah. So there's Split the Atom, which is me, Bobby Hanzo, Reminisce. Okay, so I've known Bobby Hanzo and Reminisce for a long while, and we've all got kind of styles of music that is not necessarily in the main purview of what people would see as a hip hop. They've got contrasting styles or whatnot. So we speak about different things, relevant things. Not to say that it's better or worse, but we're just kind of like our own separate entities, knowing that we're all kind of similar in certain aspects. And obviously them two are cousins, so I didn't know that at first. But so they've got a connection. And then I've met them two separately and individually kind of formed a relationship with both of them on the respect of the mutual music appreciation. Do you know what I mean? So I've contacted them, listened to the stuff, they've listened to mine. It's like, yeah, cool. And then after about a year, so we did some stuff at Manchester networking events as well. So I was the host there. Yeah. I was doing the hosting there, and then Bobby came down with Kai Ohio again. Shouts to Kai Ohio. And they were filming there, and me like an idiot. So, so I've been chatting to Bobby online as Bobby Hanzo, chatting to him, even exchanging music, like giving each other like tips or what you think of this or what you think of that. Yeah, sick or nice. So been doing that, and then he's come to the fucking networking events as Chris Hans with fucking Kai Ohio.
Right, okay, yeah. Just if anyone's listening, so it's quite Chris makes it hard for himself. His musician name, I suppose, or his old not alter ego.
Yeah, man.
But Bobby Hanzo, but he's
Bobby
Hanzo
Hanzo and Chris Hans. Yeah,
so, but I've been with him before, and people think it's two different dudes.
So I've been chatting with Bobby Hanzo in it, and then again, it's just me just being a whirlwind of that. Yeah, what I mean, like life's changed. But anyway, so. We've had this meeting, and he sat down to do the filming and whatnot for this Manchester networking events, and we're talking about it, and he's going, "Oh, I'm going to be there as well," or so. And I can't even remember how it comes out now, but I've just fucking let slip that I didn't even recognise that this is Bobby Hanzo in it, and he's had to turn around and go, "Fucking mate, that's me, dickhead." I'm like, right, yeah, I appreciate it.
So you did that?
Yeah, I did that as we was meeting. It was there like, yeah, Bobby Hanzo's coming down. It was like, that's me.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, it's a funny story, but since then anyway. Been friends with Reminisce as well. Done a couple of tracks with Reminisce. Go and check them out. Barsman Volume 1. And then
man's breaking the fourth wall today.
So then Bobby's got onto me in it, and he's got phoned me one time. He's got, "I've had this idea. Split the Atom." So there was a couple of other names before it as well, but we'll go into that. That's for the Split the Atom story. But either way, he's come up with this idea saying kind of, me, you, Reminisce, we kind of align the way that we do things, the way that we think about things align. I think we should try kind of this media idea and whatnot. And again, I'm down for it straight away. I'm like, yes, this sounds great. And the idea straight away was always to create a company that can kind of cater for this side of the hip hop kind of market that's in Manchester that is not necessarily just all drill and hard rap. Do you know what I mean? It's got a bit more of a conscious air to it. Do you know what I mean? That was the overall.
Well, the three of you
thing.
certainly have that, as in against mumble rap.
Yeah. But there's a lot of small sections of rappers in Manchester as well who are just outside on the fringes. We all know each other, so I'm not saying that anyone's. But there's a lot of people who just do their own thing in their own little area. Do you know what I mean? So. Yeah, we had this idea of just being able to come together, kind of get a camera and just kind of do videos that are a little bit more artistic, if I was going to say that. Not in kind of, don't want to do it in a pretentious way, but just put a little bit more thought into some things in terms of story and whatnot. We're very story driven and idea based.
Which you can see from the one that you showed me earlier.
Yeah. So we want to do things like, instead of just being outside a car or something like that, do you know what I mean? And just a load of people just vibing as if like, even if you are going to do those videos, is there a story interwoven through them or whatnot? Do you know what I mean? It's not regarding the visual that can give or the energy that can feel, but just wanting to come at it from a different angle that we thought isn't necessarily represented in Manchester in the music video scene at the moment. So with that in mind, having them kind of conversations, we came together to just try and start, because obviously any vision, as you will know, it has to start with let's just get some stuff done and then build up from there. So from there, we started off with Reminisce's video. It's Adrenaline video. We did that.
Yeah. Was that number one then, basically?
Yeah, that was the first one we did with Reminisce.
So you literally did that around Northern Quarter and...
Yeah. But again, went out, got the track down. It's Adrenaline. It's talking about kind of always running away, or like the fear of running away from the you inside, whether that's good or bad, and how hard that can be. So we wanted to kind of, the original idea we had for that was to create a shadow of somebody running after him down the streets, and you realise you get to the end that that's him chasing it. Do you know what I mean? So it's always coming in from that idea of an actual a theme behind the story. Do you know what I mean? Something that might. So anyway, we did that. We did a video with Nat James. And
the one in the theatre. You're in it with at the table writing, or was that a later one?
No, that's a later
Nat
one.
James in Kai's place in Kai's studio.
So we did the Nat James one, and then we've done the two noisy boys there. Do you know them? We met them. They're two great guys. So we did a couple of videos for them. And then Steve Blood is a guy who I've been doing some music with as this imprint called Deviant Robot. So again, this is just a separate part of the stuff I've been doing. So I've been doing the Split the Atom stuff, and we're up to the 10 videos. But separately, I've got this little thing that I've been doing with Steve Blood, which is just like a collaboration. So there's Steve Blood, who's a producer, writer, just all around sick guy. Big shout out to Steve Blood. And then you've got Ferry, who is a producer. He does the audio trip, and he did I Like Music. You know, the Sarah Warren, Sarah Warren one. So Ferry, Steve produced the tracks. I've done some tracks with them. We've got about 5 or 6 tracks, and we've put them under the imprint of Deviant Robots. So Steve's got onto us and said, "I've split the atom, seen what you've been doing. Can you do some of the videos that we've been doing for that?" So we've done that. Yeah, man, it's just been moving from strength to strength, and that all culminated in we did 2 videos as the Deviant Robots, and from them, Steve said, "I've got a different track that's just mine and something separate," which is what we went down to London to film, and that was just a sick experience. Went down there. Steve was getting about in an astronaut suit on Primrose Hill, fucking stayed in an apartment up there. And showed that, it was so sick. It was just a good experience from us as a company, and personally it was just a nice, just getting down there, getting out of the city, just filming, being able to really embrace the artistic side, because it's not, and I don't want to sound pretentious when I'm saying that, do you know what I mean? But when you see a good visual, even myself, if I'm watching, I don't know, if I'm watching Boys in the Hood and I see a good vista, that's a good visual, it don't matter what I'm watching, I appreciate the artwork of it. If I'm watching sci-fi, I'm looking at the background and the scope of the city, do you know what I mean? The scale of it all. So just being able to get out in an environment where we could play about with that was, again, just made us hype for it all. And then
I bet the more shoots you're doing, you'll see a sense of like comfortable, like a sense of belonging, because the more you do, you feel more confident, and then you enjoy it more because you focus more on the. Because at first you shit your pants, don't you? And certain things go wrong, and you're trying to keep this level of standards that you've got in your head, but then the realistic terms of where you're at that time, in terms of your funding, your experience, the gear that you've got. But then there's almost this mirrored point where it's almost, well, that's the beauty of it. Like sometimes when you're restricted creatively, you can sometimes get some of the best shots. Because
you have to
really think outside the box.
So that's the whole thing. Our whole approach has been, at the beginning, it's guerrilla. It was really run and gun. It was like, get the camera. We've got artistic, creative mindset. So let's find people to work with and start collaborating and kind of bring. And again, it's just having that trust in yourself. As that. So like you say, Chris has come out. He's a videographer. He's done work on there. Again, it's even though we've not long started, it's been a learning curve for him. So for me, I'm kind of trying to go, so what is my position and I play in them? And as we've progressed with that relationship, I found that we bounce very well off each other in terms of ideas, problem solving, figuring out the logistics of any of these shoots. Do you get what I mean? So that strength in that relationship has made the shoots easier, even though we haven't necessarily got the equipment. When we're talking in terms of the Split the Atom kind of group things that we have, the fact that me, Rem and Bobbit all have the same mentality means that if we don't agree with something, we can always kind of find a way around it, because there's 3 minds that are working towards the same goal. Do you know what I mean? It's always... So yeah, it's just, it has been a challenge, but it's kind of been, at the moment, it's been an exciting challenge. Do you know what I mean? The more it levels up, hopefully it should become more stressful, which is good, isn't it?
Because there is such thing as good stress, you know, and I think it will only just come through more and more shoots that you do. So, but obviously there's the music venture. What's the latest with, do you know what's happening with Grim? Because, so Lance, again, so anyone who doesn't know, one of the first bands I ever shot, really, one of my ever proper first music video was for Grim. The track's called 2, it's on YouTube. If you literally put numeral 2.
Oh yeah, 2. Grim, I was thinking, wow, because that's the one that was in the studio.
That's the second or third one. But me and Lance met 7. Me and Lizzie have been together 8 years now. But I want to say we met about sort of 6.5, 7 years ago. Nico, Lance's little boy, teenager now. He was in it, but yeah, you can find that on YouTube. But you physically saw the quality of my work then. And then obviously over the years, even because you're probably the most person I've shot video-wise.
Right. Yeah.
So you would have seen.
So I've seen your whole arc. I've seen your character arc as we've been going through. So
I've changed as a person.
Well, now this is the thing you've always had the core mentality that you've had, which has been outgoing, but always looking to, like I say, form those relationships and always like the passion for the projects. Do you know what I mean? So it's always feeling like, oh, what can we do? What can we do? What can we create? And this is what I was about to say then. It's always, once I've come to this point now, we split the atom, and Bobby, like I'm there and I'm looking at it, I'm like going, right, okay then, so Bobby, you've got a camera, you know how to film, you know how to edit. Do you know what I mean? I do my editing and whatnot, like the whole Barsman Volume 1, I kind of edited those videos together myself for the most part, but it's all at a low level, getting away with what I can get away with. Do you know what I mean? And then I had the videos that I did with you that supplemented that. So when we've come to this thing and we're kind of going like, what is it that we need to do? I know Bobby knows his stuff and whatnot, so I'm kind of go, what is my place in this? So I know I've got a creative mindset, and you've like, well, you know, we've come up with a lot of video ideas. You've seen how they've come across.
Yeah.
So I've got a trust in that. Do you know what I mean? That's the whole thing, and that's when I've been coming on these shoots now. My place has been, I've been able to solidify my place as kind of like the AD on set.
Yeah.
Because I've come from a lot of shoots with you, and I've seen your journey through that as well. I've seen your problems. I've seen your issues that you come up with. I've been your issues. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't understand it, Lance. I'm going, can you not just get this shot? Just spin around on the ceiling, just get him in front of me. It just doesn't work like that. Even in the edit, I'm like, can you not just change it onto this? You're like, no. I don't get it. Kind of. Do you know what I mean? So all of that has kind of primed me to be in this role, and it might be daunting at first, but then actually when you're on set and you know you've got that adrenaline rush anyway, and you've got kind of this, no, actually I see it when you walk in something and you're like, oh no, it's not right. I'm like, oh yeah, there it is. You both look at each other like that. So it's just, I've been able to trust in that more. And with the Deviant Robots ones as well, because I'm in them. So the other ones, I'm on the outside, but because I'm in them and I wrote them, again, it's like, I clearly know what this video should be about. And when we brainstormed them, there's kind of just been this this energy in me where I'm like, yeah man, that needs to be like that. And again, it shows that progression of understanding what you can do when you've got that mentality.
And also the shortcuts as well. When you walk into a set, you know, if you just be blunt with your talent from the get-go in terms of what you need, rather than feeling a bit, you'll get them in the zone quicker. There's millions of little shortcuts. It's almost like you're the Terminator and you walk on set and you got all that, and you kind of, but like the faster that everything computes is the more shoots that you do, and I can see that with your line of work, because you probably, when you and Chris are approaching these shoots, I bet you're kind of like almost subconsciously kind of doing things, but in a much quicker way.
I think the biggest thing for us is we have got a lot of comment, and I think that's the thing. The work then does show for itself. You kind of might have the right, I'm sure this is right, and then when you do it and you get people going, yeah man, then the work show for itself. But we do have a lot of trust and a lot of knowledge to start off with. Do you know what I mean? We're definitely like, all right, so we trust ourselves. So a big part of the hurdle is kind of getting that vision across to other people, and at the moment that's been very reciprocated. Do you know what I mean? People have gone, yeah man, I see where you're going with that, and we've not had to fight any battles or whatnot. So I suppose coming in from like you've had clients that you might never have worked with before, and they don't necessarily know your work, so you've had to fight with them on just ideas that are just kind of normal for you.
Yeah, because sometimes you'll have clients where they feel like they're showing signs that they want you. You might not have done a wedding before, you might not have made a music video before, but you've got some form of catalogue or some line of work that can kind of give them that faith. I know what I'm doing. I've maybe not shot a particular video, and you'll find I still find that I've been in since I could walk. I've been doing this, and I'm still blag my way into things. You know what I mean?
Into them based on the self knowledge that you've got. Do you know what I mean?
You're not going to bullshit to a point where you're going to find make yourself land in trouble.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean?
I'd rather not have the money or take that risk, and plus it's not very nice towards that person to take that job.
It's like, well, we're not approaching any job kind of going, what did you want? A Terminator blasting through the wall and a rocket ship taking you off at the end? Yeah, we can do that for you. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of, it's little things like just always having that talk with the people that you're going to do the music video with. So a lot of the time there, if you're having the right conversation at the beginning, then you're getting any of those qualms out of the way. What is your vision? What is your budget? What is your idea of this? And then it's like, right, okay, well, we could definitely do that. That sounds sick. Let's elaborate on that. Or, all right, so we can't necessarily do that because we're not BBC, or that's just impractical. Like, do you understand that that's going to cost you an extra £400 in terms of the venue? Have you thought? Do you know what I mean? It's most of the time we have these conversations beforehand, and it's been fine. Do you know what I mean? So hopefully it just stays like that, innit?
Yeah. Going back to, because we've got sidetracked, so going back to Grim, because I want to know what's the latest, because, look, I just want to give a bit of context to that. So Lance was in the band for quite a number of years with 3 other lads, James, Kyle and Nathan, and they released up to 2 EPs.
Yep.
Is that right? You've got, you
couple singles, couple
singles,
EPs, recorded the 3rd EP,
but then that wasn't released. But yeah, tell me, sorry, go on.
So again, Nathan James went and got married and had a baby. Kyle has currently got a partner and he's teaching drums. I think he's not Wonders, I'm not sure, but he's a freelance drummer teacher. Kyle's just a sick drummer. And then Nathan opened Speaking Code, didn't he? And he's getting married to Nicola. So as a band, obviously I had Luca as well. So as a band, we were all kind of like unsure of how to proceed and kind of said, let's just keep it on the back burner. And because we weren't going to continue doing shows as a unit, we thought, let's just leave the EP unreleased so that if we do decide to come back, we can release the EP and then come back. I've had a kid, we've all carried on. Nathan, big shouts to Nathan, he's done really well, opened his 2nd bar, so he's got Speaking Code, double down now. And even Nathan's still phoning me going, so can we do a video for this? Can we do, like, what can we do for this? Can we release this? Should we just release it? And it's that thing of where you're weighing up, like me again, it's some, lyrically, some of the best work that I've done. Do you know what I mean? A lot of good points on there. Musically, I love the Grim sound. There's a lot of people out there that love the Grim sound. Still get more fucking listeners.
It's sick, man. It's gym music, it's going out, getting an absolute, you know.
So yeah, we still got to get it out, but again, it's like, it gets to the point where you're like, right, so should we just put it out now and just fucking, just because if you never put it out, then you might never, or should we do something and make, and then if we are we going to then reprise Grim as a band? So literally those conversations have been going on this week, like we're talking about release, because there's an election, never mind. So anyway, so we've got just some ideas for that kind of stuff, but it's still there, and the conversations are still live as well. At the moment though, I've got the other band, my new band.
Of course,
Big shouts to Grim, love you guys, but at the moment I'm in thought process, and thought process is the new thing. So that's why I was saying, so
you need to make, if people want to find that, it's actually, then you do it with thought process.
Thought process, that's what I said, thought process.
Yeah, all right, yeah, because some people might think thought process.
Nah, yeah, well,
especially with your accent,
it's a thought process,
not thought.
Yeah, so I mean, that's kind of the wordplay. So I did a track with Reminisce that was on the Barsman Volume 1, which was called Thought Process, F-O-U, like fight and thought and process. So it's a thought process. It was a battle to get there. That's the idea behind it. Go and check that out. Big shouts to Reminisce once again. So then when I met these guys and we're talking about names and whatnot, they kind of just really liked that name. And I was like, yes, I made it, so I kind of like that name as well. And we did have a couple changes and a couple things, and then we kind of went off thought process, went round a big circle, and then actually went back and went, nah, thought process is the one. So go and check those guys out. That's Brad, Rob, Gaz, Nick, Scratch DJ in the band. Some really good sounds. Got first gig coming up soon. We're recording. We're going to go into the Muse studio and record some tracks there, get some visuals done from Split the Arm as we've done. So again, things progressing there nice. But that's what I mean. It's like, so I'm there kind of going, I'm doing loads of stuff and nobody knows about it because of the age that we live in social media and whatnot. But internally, I'm really happy that I'm doing all this stuff. But it's kind of, so we've got Split the Atom over here. Then you've got Grim Barsman, myself, and I've got currently 3 projects. I've got Barsman Volume 2.
Which, by the way, Grim Barsman is your solo.
Grim Barsman is my solo.
As a solo musician.
So when the band Grim stopped, and I was kind of like, I had all this extra bars and energy. And remember, Grim was kind of its own thing. It was kind of dubstep, grime, hip hop. So it was never just hip hop, and I'd had a lot of stuff in the background.
You're a bit more old school on your own, aren't you?
Yeah. So I'd had a lot of stuff that I'd been writing in the background with Grim that I was just not doing nothing with, and I had all of a sudden this void. And I had to go, right, well, what am I doing as myself? So that's when I kind of rebranded and said, so I've always been called Grim. Again, that's how it's a different story. But I've always been called Grim, and I was like, I need to rebrand and differentiate myself from the band. But I've personally always been known as Grim. Okay, just as my alter ego nickname as well.
Which is awesome because it's great rhythms and mine. You know, we just assume people know this, but it's such a cool.
Well, that's the thing. So when I got with Grim, this is what bands do. So I got with Grim, and they went, "What should we be called?" And I was like, "Don't know. Let's try a few names." They went, "We should be called Grim." And I was like, "Nah, I'm called Grim. You can't be called Grim because it's like I've just named the band after myself." They're like, "No, but it's a sick name though." And my rebuttal, trying to be what's it called? Fucking mediating. I was like, well, maybe if we had it as an acronym, what could it mean? Great Rhythms.
Oh, so it wasn't originally that?
Nah, it was. No, they said let's just be called Grim, and I was like, let's have it as an acronym. So Great Rhythms in Mind. And Nate James went, rhythms. I was like, yeah, great rhythms in mind. Like, rhythms, you mean, it's not rhythms. I was like, nah, rhythms, great rhythms in mind. And they're like, yeah, because just writing it. Do you not think it should just be written as rhythms so people get it? I was like, nah, rhythms, you say rhythms, great rhythms in mind. But it was all new and I kind of just seeded and went, yeah, rhythms. So, but either way, great rhythms in mind is the acronym because I didn't want it just to be Grim. Because I knew I would be called Grim as well, innit? So then when I came to rebranding and kind of going, I couldn't not be called Grim. But Kingsman had been out. I like the Kingsman thing. I like the regality of Kingsman. Do you know what I mean? So I was like Barsman. It's got that same kind of Barsman, and it's not Barsman. It's not. Do you get me? It's not Barman. It's Barsman, like Kingsman. So Grim Barsman. I was like, yeah, man, let's go with that. I like it. It appeals to my inner comic geek as well, innit? Grim Barsman. So I did that, and then I just created, what I wanted to do is, my plan there was, because the band was gone, I wanted to create Barsman, but I had loads of tracks that were already kind of half written and whatnot. So I focused on them, and there was a vibe where a lot of them were kind of maybe more serious, politically based, fucking got a bit of an agenda to them, and then there was some that were just vibes and I'm just doing bars. So I've made volume 1 and volume 2, and then I put volume 1 out. That was the one that had thought process on it, and then volume 2 is the one that I'm working on now. Like,
I know, mate. You sound like me, and there's just
so
much going on.
Yeah.
You're again typical. You do bite off more than you can chew, and it's hard to sort of like.
But it's that thing now, because it's the way it patterns out as well. So I had that theme there of I need to do some stuff that's aside from Grim. I got those two sorted out, so I could in my head go, these are the tracks I've got. I did volume 1 and then created I released volume 1 and created all the videos going through that to last me through a year. So I did a year of releasing a video every month.
Oh, sort of
volume 1, and in that time I started looking at volume 2 and whatnot. But then after that year had gone and we started to split the atom stuff, me and Bobby had some conversations about just life and the way things are, and just kind of like philosophical type questions and just reevaluating what you're doing and whatnot. And I had kind of like an epiphany, as it were, without meaning to sound corny. Life choices that I was making weren't the best. Things that I was doing just weren't happy with myself. Do you know what I mean? And there was just a big thing with the split the atom stuff and the way I felt re-energized and whatnot. And the way that people had recepted Barsman Volume 1 and just certain things. And I just kind of like quit smoking, quit blazing, just quit a lot of stuff, like, and just had a couple months where I was just like teetotal and kind of just in tune with stuff. And in that time of being teetotal, I wrote a project called Mind Games, which was about that process. And Mind Games for me personally is super sick. It's very contemplative. It's like self-contemplative. And that's one where I was like, right, now that I've got this out, it's very cathartic. And now that I've got this out, let me look at volume 2 again. Because really I wanted to get volume 2 out. And I scrapped half the tracks, found a load of jazzy tracks that I liked because I was just more comfortable with doing whatever I wanted to do. Didn't have all these other beats on that. And now I've got a new volume 2, which is half like jazz music and whatnot. So I've got volume 2, I've got a little prelude that I'm going to release after that to Mind Games. Then Mind Games should be at the end of 2020. So yeah, 3 projects next year. And then, so that's Grim Barsman as that. You've got Split the Atom doing the videos, Grim Barsman as me, and then you've got Thought Process, who should be coming out soon as well. So check them all out, people.
Is it Split the Atom that's obviously going to be doing the visuals for the Thought Process then? Have you already got thought of ideas? You've already know the tracks you're already going to be doing?
Yes. So with Thought Process, we're going to be doing just some live versions, just so, because I feel like there's a big difference as well between, so obviously hip hop, you can get a track and whatnot and you can record to it, but after being with Grim, there is a big difference with just playing with a band, and obviously that's why people still go and see live bands and whatnot. Even hip hop artists will play live with a band. They play them same tracks live with a band because there's just something about that live sound, even if they have the DJ or whatever behind it. So when Rob, big shout out to Rob Shield, when he put a post out saying, I want to put this band together, straight away I was like, yes, I'll be in that, because in my head, like, that's what was missing when Grim stopped. I was like, no more band. I like the hip-hop stuff and I like that, but when you go and do a show and you've just got a backing track on, and I've been used to doing shows where I've got the whole band and I'm vibing off the band. You know what you saw what I'm like on stage with the band. So all of a sudden, I mean, I can vibe on my own on stage, but it's just different. So I had the Barsman stuff anyway, but as soon as I saw a band availability there, I was like, yeah, man, let's do some more band stuff. And this one's really good because Grim was hard, and it like thought processes, jazz, hip-hop, jazzy, soul, hip-hop, do you get what I mean? So I'm singing a little bit more, it's a lot more chill to it. Still vibe, still get excited
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm me and we are a sick band. Yes, guys. But it's very different to Grim. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of the version of Grim that matches the Grim Barsman that I'm doing as well. Do you know, not a version of Grim. It's just a
I know what you
band
mean,
that matches what I'm doing
it's
with the
good
Grim
to have
Barsman.
the variation.
Yeah, man.
Just pause there. I am dying for a piss. I'll literally leave everything going. Hold that thought, because I want to ask you something else.
Hold up.
Who? Oh, right.
No. Yo. 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 Be beautiful. But I'm not thinking I'm talking about your looks. Be beautiful when the bullies are being ugly fucks. A hollow follower's beauty is beastly at its best. Being a truly beautiful being is seeing more and less. You're more or less a celestial dressing up for kicks. So kick the habit of thinking you're less than what you is. Envision you as you truly are and you'll blow your mind. I know you're kind and you're kind of divine. Follow the signs. You are the reason, the essence, the meaning and the being. You are the hidden, the discovered and the one revealing. You are the seed, the fruit, the tree and each creature eating. You are the conquered, the embattled and the one defeating. You are the whisper that tells you the things you cannot do, the voice that drifts about, snuffing out the potential of the used but. You are the loudest of rallying cries to shout back which one you're going to be when they're beating you when it's time to act. You're beautiful. Hey, you're beautiful. You're beautiful, but the world can be difficult. Yeah, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful, but the world can be difficult. So, be beautiful. Yeah, be beautiful. Be beautiful in the eyes of the ridicule. Like, be beautiful. Be beautiful. Be beautiful in the face of the difficult. Hey. You're saying, little kid, did you like that? I thought it might have been back by now, G.
I was thinking also as well recently with Split the Atom is that aren't you, well, I'm assuming you're at a position where it'd be really good for you to have some young up and coming filmmakers probably come and work with you guys. Is it, you know, like, because I'm guessing you're at a point where you really are wanting to kind of collaborate, and I bet any sort of resources would be really good. And I know Manchester is just full of so many filmmakers that are ready there, but they haven't got the people yet to sort of...
So I think it's like, one thing that we said with Split the Atom is we don't ever want to kind of over promote what our plans are, because just of the way of perception on social media nowadays, people are very judgmental and whatnot. And we've got plans and we want to make sure that we kind of, I'd rather fulfill them first and celebrate them rather than kind of shouting about them and then foreseeing difficulties or whatnot. It's just being that kind of wiser mindset with it. Do you get what I mean? So, for example, like, in the stable of what we want to do, we've started at a point where we've been working with people that we'd like to work with, people that we've been contacted by and things like that. And we've got a good base of content that we can kind of create show reels and whatnot. But in the wider scope, without going kind of too far into it, like, we've got short films, ideas that kind of got scripts half written and things like that. We're looking into, like, we want to get funding because, again, it's just the scope that you can go to with your ideas if you've got kind of a little bit of money behind it. Like, if there's any kind of backers out there and you want to come and back us, get on to Split the Atom, we'll do you right. But do you get what I mean? Like, we've got funding applications there that hopefully will open up the world to us, where you can kind of go to bigger people and go, listen, we've got the ability to bring your vision to life. And at the moment we've been doing that on a smaller scale. That's always the plan. Go somewhere, make sure that you've got the confidence and the backup with all the stuff that we've been doing to kind of go, give us a go. Do you get what I mean? Another avenue with that is, obviously, you know, there's the corporate aspect as well, which, again, without me being money motivated, there's things that we want to do. Do you get what I mean? There's stuff that we want to do which is kind of for the creative value. Definitely, that's kind of our main goal. But there's also an avenue there where, have you seen the new IKEA advert?
No, I've heard about it.
Do you get me? It's an IKEA advert that's D-double. Grime legend, and it's actually like people are raving about it because even me, when I saw it, I was like, no fucking way, it's so sick. Do you get me? And it's just the aspect of whoever they got to do that kind of understood what that must be. Do you know what I mean? They understood the value of it in terms of culture, in terms of impact it must have done. So there is avenues out there for corporate things to be a lot more socially engaging in terms of certain demographics. So there is an avenue where we can slip in there and go, we can bring that to life for you, even if it is corporate, and bring that extra edge or pizzazz. Do you get what I mean? There's that. There's a thing that I really like. I'm a youth worker as well, so there's a thing where I want to be able to go into SENs or special education need programs or troubled kids and just go into youth centres and be able to have the equipment and the resources to be able to run programs in these places where you can kind of reach kids or give them the opportunity to see, for one, that there's an avenue out here where you can independently do this kind of stuff and it can work. I'm a living success story of that. But also to, without going into the politics of music, because I don't hate any kind of music, but also to be another kind of side of the coin in terms of this type of music that me and people that I know like and engage in. So there's a side which is, and it's always been a part of hip hop, I'm not denying that, there's a side which is, it can be seen as angry, it can be seen as resilient, but also just kind of, it's negative. Yeah, I mean, there's a negative side, and that negative side in the UK is definitely embraced in a certain way. And it's not to say that, again, I don't believe people who play Grand Theft Auto are going to go out and start killing people, but it's not the same as Grand Theft Auto. It's promoting a certain lifestyle and a certain culture, which without certain types of people just whispering in your ear, it's not actually just like that. People could just think it's just like that. You can just go, this is life, I've seen it, and I've heard people say it, it's just the way it is. And I've got to fight and go, it's not, you know. Do you get me? I mean, it can be, but it's not. And it's not to say that the other path is easy and the other path might not be glamorous. But in a world where everyone can be an entrepreneur if they've got an idea, everyone can be an entrepreneur if they've got a chance, everyone can be an entrepreneur if they've got the initiative or the leadership to kind of look at and go, shit, I can do that. Yeah, do you know what I mean? So there's a whole other aspect of what Split the Atom wants to be, which is definitely engaging in youth and a certain culture and kind of going, look what's available. Like, again, even with the most recent video that we've done, a lot of the videos have been kind of hip hop or people, and then the last ones have been dance, and then this last one is a singer-songwriter, and it's not necessarily, I do actually go home and listen to it, so never mind. Do you get me? I would go home and listen to Damien Rice or something like that. But this song is necessarily, it's different from what we've done. You've heard it, right? So it's different, and to get one of the young people that I work with to go, even though you might not like the song, imagine you made that. Do you get what I mean? Do you see the difference in how they might look at the world? It's like, actually, just because I don't like it, I can still work with it, I can still bring my ideas to the table. So it's,
if anything, that's where you find yourself most challenged, and that's where you've got to almost think outside your comfort zone. And you know, when you do it often enough and you flex that muscle, you can be quite surprised how you can, as long as you kind of do it often, and you approach it with, like, you know. Well, because
us three are performers, because me, Rem and Bobby are performers, then we're easy, we can go, look, yeah, definitely that's an idea that we can run with, because we know that we can picture the value. But for somebody who might be younger and not necessarily in performance inclined or whatnot, they might have ideas and think, oh, they're stupid, or it's embarrassing to do it in front of mates and whatnot. So if you can go in and run courses where you do a music show for them first, and then you do a writing course, and you get out ideas, social ideas, what's going on with you, what's on your mind at the moment, mental health issues, and then you do a course where we put them into form. Even if it's, some of them might not be able to rap or write, but then it's just poetry. I can imagine. Do you get what I mean? It's getting the thoughts out, and then you develop a show around that, and then we can film the show, and then they see themselves, and it's a real thing. So there's levels that we want to get to with the whole Split the Atom thing, and at the moment, I'm happy with the fucking way things are just progressing, because again, until you get the certain types of funding or certain link or recognition or trust, then but it's all part of the path. We started properly, like, what, 8 months ago? 10 videos in.
And you're smashing it, mate.
You know what I mean?
It's great, and it's actually refreshing to see someone kind of actually trying to be proactive and rather just thinking of doing something. It's kind of nice to see, because in the last year I've just felt a lot more of people saying they're going to try and do stuff, or they're like, oh yeah, I'll do that, and then, like, when it actually comes to the sort of, you know, the hour, it's sort of like nah. And for someone, like, when they've got an idea and you run with it, it's just it's been really refreshing to see. And not even a year, and you're doing, obviously, productions like you showed me earlier. When's that Space one that you mentioned earlier? When's that out?
This is a Steve Blood production, and this should be out Sunday. I don't know when this will be out.
I'm going to try and release these for Sunday. Yeah.
But if anything, like, again, quick plug, but YouTube, there's if you type in Split the Atom visuals, then you will get a playlist of all of our visuals. But individually, all the artists on there, go and check them out, because they're all really good, and they've all got a certain element of a message in there, so go and check them out. Big shout out to everyone we've worked with. Yeah.
Well, tell you what, I was going to ask you know, in the future as well, what I really would like to do is speak to Bacon. I'd love for us to sort of either do a podcast just before a bare knuckle show or just after, because I know we could get a couple of lads on and just sort of, like, you know, do like a hot seat thing. So next time in the new year, I think if we can end up going to a show, and doing like a podcast.
Podcast from there. Live from the show.
We just like find a back room or something. So I know there'll be a lot of boys that'll be wanting to sort of, you sort of see did the interviews and stuff like that.
I love getting up in front of it.
But yeah, no, that'll be really, really good. One thing, have you tried the new Call of Duty out of curiosity?
No, I haven't.
Because I'm kind of like this lone wolf at the moment where I'm like texting everyone going, I've got Call of Duty, it's sick, and everyone's sort of like they've either just spent money on a previous game or anything, but
this is what I'm saying, this fucking guy, I swear to God, I don't know how you do it, bro. I know you've got a sick timetable, I'm rubbish with timetables anyway, but again, I've got a kind of like fallout.
But you're a dad, though. You're a dad.
So this is the other thing I was going to say before, if we just jump back to what we were saying, when I forgot, but I remembered. So you said it was good that people are doing stuff and whatnot, do you know what I mean? So it's that aspect of, I'm not naive as well. I can be naive, but I'm not naive. I understand, like I'm 35. It's not like I'm a young chick, even if I act it, do you know what I mean? I've got Nico there, who's 16. I've got Luca there, who's 2. Do you know what I mean? I've got a house, I've got a home, I've got my missus, I've got a wife here. Do you know what I mean? There's commitments that you have to have in life. I've got work, I've got the youth work. But either way, you've got those commitments. So I know rap's a young man's game. Like I said to you earlier, I'm always going to be in the kitchen spitting bars. I literally joke with Nicole that I'm going to be fucking 84
like
in the kitchen. That's some bars. Yeah, do you know what I mean? I don't ever see it just dying. Do you get me? I don't imagine that when the oldest music artist you know who's famous gets old, they just stop singing and they're on the road. Do you get what I mean? So it's always going to be in you. But I'm also not naive. I'm not charting in America right now. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying that I'm losing hope or whatnot, but I've got a very concrete idea of what I believe is value in my life right now, and that's what I'm saying from that period of soberness and from that period of self-analytic thought processes. I was kind of like, all right. And the split the atom is more, so when you're saying it's good to see people doing it, the split the atom is more like, actually, I could carry on kind of going, yeah man, I'm going to be a famous rapper and listen to my political government shaming shit, and that's what they're going to be playing on BBC. Do you get what I mean? I can carry on with that. Or I can turn around and go, listen, I'm always going to be doing music, that's cool. But actually, if I put my efforts and my energy in this time into the split the atom stuff, that's something that can actually gain fruits, and it might still platform for the other stuff. It might still be a platform for that. But actually, it's not just it's valuable to me. I know what we're aiming for, it's tangible. I know that we're creating stuff and I'm still feeding that creative beast inside me. Do you know what I mean?
I enjoy in some ways.
I enjoy being on the other side of the camera. Do you get me? I enjoy being on this side of the camera, but it's a different dynamic being on the other side and going and talking about ideas for coming and getting excited about ideas. Do you know what I mean? It's a different ball game. So being able to see it as something that is actually, where am I gonna see myself in 5 years? Am I gonna be in America performing because I'm Grim Barsman, or am I going to have a sick media company that's made a sick video? I might be filming in America and do some shit as Grim Barsman because I'm there. Do you get me? But to me, that idea, I'm not ashamed to say that's a lot more tangible, and I'm excited about that. Do you get me? The idea of trying to still make it at 40 as Grim Barsman is hard work. It's done in that. Do you get what I mean?
But I think it's going to be more common that people have got 2 ventures, and that's the reason why I want to start. I was saying to Jamie and I that I want to start boxing soon. I want to go back to jiu-jitsu because I almost miss that contrast of like, right, okay, I live, breathe, film, photography. But I love that separation. And I think it's healthy because when you're doing the other one's sort of taking the rest. And then vice versa.
Well, it's a realisation as well of me kind of going, when I went through that period of what is it you want and what do you expect people to give you, and what are your issues, why are you so mad about certain aspects that I was mad about. It's like, actually, you know what, I'm not going to change the way I approach music. I'm not inherently, and even if I try and do a track in a certain different style, and I might do, I'll always go back to these certain themes that I feel are important and whatnot. So actually, my music ain't for everyone. Cool. Yeah. My music ain't for everyone, but if it's for you, some fucking gemstones in there. Do you get what I mean? And with the way that the internet is, it's about getting to them right people, because there is always an audience for you. Do you get what I mean? And as that audience just slowly starts progressing, I know the people who are in it value what I'm saying and really get it. Do you get what I mean? But people who kind of don't, I'm not saying people who don't get it, fuck them. I'm kind of saying, if it's not for you, if I'm not the type of rap for you, I'm cool with that. Do you get me? I'm super cool with that. My music ain't for everyone, and that to me is that's valuable. Do you know what I mean? I'm happy with the fact that it ain't for everyone.
I think if anyone will want to check out Grim, I think I reckon the best introduction I always do whenever I'm out on having a few beers or I'm just with family and I'm talking about you, I'd say Boab 2 is just that's the one. That's definitely in terms of band. And I think in terms for you, me personally, if I was to sort of say now, and someone wanted to try and find you, I'd say Tormented Souls.
So many songs.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I shot the video. But no, on a serious note, I remember that was the one track I was buzzing when you sent me.
But it's sick because, like I said, that Barsman Volume 1, it was like a venting. See how I mean? I was literally venting a load of stuff that I wanted to get out and I needed to get content out and whatnot. So it's like there's one aspect of wanting to get it out and there's one aspect of here's all this stuff that's been on my mind for a while. Whereas now with Volume 2, when Volume 2 comes out, like I said, it's a lot more fun. Like the first track even says right, I'm here for fun. Fucking all that stuff that I usually talk about, I'm not going to talk about that. Joke, of course I am, but it's just going to be more fun. Do you know what I mean? Because it's just part of that. And it's that thing, like the last track on Barsman Volume 2 is literally kind of saying a lot of people kind of say you shouldn't do music in this way or that, but actually fucking I know you've enjoyed this. Do you know what I mean? Fucking anyone who's down for this type of stuff, thank you. And it's caused so long.
Staying true to yourself.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing, and that's what you're doing.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's literally that, innit? It's having the it's staying true to yourself. Innit?
What have you seen anything recently decent? Because me and Lizzie are having a bit of a hard time on Netflix. We've got one thing, I can't remember what it's called, but it's all right. But have you seen anything?
Nah, Showbox has died. Sad times.
You can't tell people. Have I told you my brother has that thing?
Showbox.
Do you know? He has the little USB stick.
Oh right, code it.
And and I call it the industry killing stick. I said, bro, if I'm knocking on your door for some money in a few years because you're killing my industry, because it's like he plugs this thing in. It's got all the live sports. It's got Game of Thrones out before fucking Game of Thrones out is on TV.
Yeah.
It's mad the catalogue that you've got, and I'm always giving a hard time. I'm like, you're killing my industry.
Sorry, mate. I'm a punk.
And now you're in part of it. And you're killing it.
I'm an anarchist at heart, and I know, but still, I'm fucking fight the power in it.
The power. But no, you said anything decent.
I don't know. So it's weird, isn't it? So this is what I was just going to say about PlayStations as well. I want to play PlayStation. I want to play Call of Duty. Like me and Nicole play Call of Duty World War II because she likes World War II stuff and she's sick at it, bro. She's sick at it. We smash that game to bits. And I'm like, do you want to play Modern Warfare? And she's not interested because it's not World. Because it's not World War II, innit? I'm like, So for one. And as well, I want to get 2 PlayStations because I'm sick of split screen in it. I'm just like,
for a while.
You get me? But I can't justify it.
Nicole, it's Christmas.
I'm getting you a PlayStation. Who's that for?
I've been nagging Dave to get a PlayStation because he'll come round here and he'll be leathering we'll be playing UFC and I'm like, get your fucking own PlayStation so we can at least play different games and have my own screen and not like doing this when we're playing 2-player.
But it's like that thing. So then, whenever I'm playing PlayStation, honestly, bro, I feel guilty. Like there's so many, like I say,
productive?
Yeah. If you think about, obviously you've got to have the times away and whatnot. But if you think about it, in terms of my time schedule that I've got whatever time I've got in the morning after I've taken Luca to nursery, and then I've got to go to the youth centre. So in there, I'm usually either sorting out whatever we're doing, split out, and more my own stuff. But then when I come home, I'm home with Luca and Nicole as well. Do you get me? And then at the weekend, it's Nico and whatnot. So to find myself time to play PlayStation, it might only be short anyway.
Right.
And then when I am doing it, all I can think is, but what about that short film you should be writing? What about a script for that? You need that. Oh, you need to plan for this. What about that bar that you've said? Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can't concentrate on what I'm doing. So in the same way, when you're saying what do you watch, I'm not got to, but I like to make time to spend with Nicole. Do you get me? So I do have to, but that's more a priority than playing PlayStation.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
so come home, put Luke to bed, or I'll come home, Luke is in bed, and then it's time for, I'll do whatever I need to do, emails and whatnot, and then it's like, right, baby, let's chill. What we're going to watch. So if there's a new film out or whatnot, we'll watch that. But then we've got series that, it's series for us, do you know what I mean? So it's not necessarily what I might
want to watch.
So there's a 6 series called God Friending Me. Have you seen it?
What?
God Friending Me. Yo, it's sick, yo. But I don't know. But it's basically this guy who's got a Facebook account and fucking a God account friends him in it. And he's like, oh, whatnot. But it turns out this God account says you need to add this person, and then he sees that person on the subway and he goes, oh, and then that person's going to commit suicide and he saves them. And then, do you get me? And the God account just sends in people he needs to help, and it's just, but you know what it is? It's just feel good.
God friended me.
Yeah, so the thing is, this guy's an atheist. He's a full-on atheist. He's got a podcast. He's got a podcast called The Millennium Prophet, and it's about atheism. and then he starts getting this fucking God account sending him all these things, and he starts seeing all these divine intervention and miracles and stuff, and he's like, yeah, it's American. But I'm not necessarily religious at all, and I kind of, as soon as anything religious comes up, I'm very critical. I'm like, what are you trying to induct? Do you get what I mean? But it's just feel good. It's got good little twists in it. It's corny in some ways, but it's good. I will just so God friended me.
I'll check it out, man. Listen, dude, we'll leave it there, but we'll do another one in a couple of weeks. What have you got coming up at the end of it in regards to them? We can kind of what's the next 2 weeks? What have you got?
So recording with Thought Process. So there's going to be
an EP sort of.
Well, we're recording 2 tracks at Beam Shack Black Triangle Studios with the Moons. I've got a couple of things that I'm doing with it. A lot of it's filming. So we're working with Too Noisy again. Steve Blood. We've got another couple of people who I'm not gonna just just got a couple of things. So a lot of meetings. That's what we're doing. We're supposed to be doing a video for Us or Them. Nathan wants to do that for Grim. That's what I'm saying. It's still about. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know. I'm not a lot of me personally just being about and doing shows at the moment. But like I said, Barsman Volume 2 coming soon. Make sure you check that out. And next year, I hope I'm going to be about promoting that shit. Innit?
Sweet, man. Well, it's been awesome seeing you. I'm really glad that we've actually done this.
I was about to say, I'm glad we've done it at last.
I was quite surprised how it's been that long that you said. Do it. Hopefully, it's doing more. Hopefully, I'm going to get better and better. And cheers, man.
Say people. Say.